All right, so I want to build a new feature for my budgeting app called Budget Pilot. So here I created two accounts for as an example. And now in the contextual menu, I can delete an account. And if I press delete, it will be gone. However, this is allowed only if there are no transactions in the account, because if there are transactions, this will affect budgets and everything else. So we can't just delete an account. However, we might have accounts that are closed for a long time that we don't want to see in the list. So I was thinking that this feature could be hide in that case instead of delete. And this feature is a little bit complex because we'll have to toggle a flag, the account list, and then not show that account. And same when, for example, we have, if I create a budget now, groceries, and I add an expense to that budget, then the account that is hidden should not even appear on this list. But one thing at a time, and I start to think about a sub feature which I wrote about here. I want to build a new feature, hide an account. This is because some bank accounts can be closed and not used anymore, and they add visual clutter over time. They should still participate in calculation, but they should not just be shown. In app lib widget, so in the account list screen, I list all the accounts, and the contextual menu has a delete option. However, accounts can only be deleted if they don't have transactions. Instead of adding a new option, I would like to leverage this existing option, and it will either delete or hide the account, depending on the fact it has transactions or not. Should I rename the delete option to delete/hide, or should it be determined on the fly when you open the contextual menu? Defer this check when we open the account deletion screen. There, the screen title is delete account, and there is a delete button. Should those change dynamically too? This could be already a small little feature on its own worth a PR as a stepping stone to create a full feature. What do you think about this? What choices would you make? We have GLM, ChatGPT, and Opus. This one is ChatGPT 5.2. Paste it, enter. Then we give this to GLM 4.7 and give the same to Opus. They are all in 3 different folders. GPT, which is normally slow, already answered. I would avoid delete, hide, and make the action label dynamic. It reads cleaner, it avoids ambiguous UI, and matches user intent. My take, context menu should show only a single option, delete if no transactions, otherwise hide. Do the check when building the menu so the user sees the right affordance upfront. Option comparison, static delete hide, poor UX, not recommended. Dynamic label, clear intent, requires fetching transaction count, potential performance consideration. I like Opus suggestion more. Use generic remove so we don't need the check in the contextual menu. Option 3 is solid. Centralizing the decision in account data screen makes the flow easier to reason about and gives you the best spot to explain the behavior. Yes, rename it to remove. I stopped you creating the issue. For this reason, try again. All right, we got the issue. Change the account delete flow to defer the decision to account data screen. Requirements. Rename the contextual menu action to remove. Account data screen decided delete versus hide based on transaction. When hiding, show an explanation like this account has transaction and can be deleted. It will be hidden instead. Okay, let's see the ticket generated. Change the account delete flow to defer the decision to account destiny. What sort of ticket is that? There is no reference to what the decision is, but maybe in the title. Use remove flow to hide accounts with transactions. What a bad ticket. change the account delete flow to defer the decision to the account downstream without even saying what decision is talking about. We should also mention that accounts can be unhidden. Okay, let's see the update the account remove flow. So the app decides between delete versus hide when an account has transactions and support unhide for hidden accounts. This is not part of the ticket requirement. It's namely account contextual menu to remove, account del, screen decide versus delete versus hide. When hiding, show an explanation like transaction can be deleted, it will be hidden instead. This feature does not support unhiding accounts at all. This is a future feature, but it should be mentioned in the message to the user as it was already available, the feature. I hope it's clear enough. Okay, let's see. Update the remove flow to decide between delete versus hide based on whether the account has transaction. Okay, here is good. Requirements. Rename the contextual flow to remove, generic entry point. Account del screen decides delete versus hide based on transactions. When hiding, show an explanation like this account has transaction and can't be deleted, it will be hidden instead. Hidden accounts can be restored later. No unhide UI in this change, correct. Title and CTA switch dynamically between delete account delete and hide account hide. Keep data and calculations, only hide from list. No, it's not part of the requirements. No. This is not a requirement for this feature yet. Okay, so we just remove that, I think. Okay, perfect. So now we have a ticket that makes sense. Please plan for the implementation first. So let's tell to GLM and Opus the same thing. I've distilled the requirements for the first part in GitHub issue 977. Please read it and create a branch. And the same thing we copy into Opus. Okay, plan for this feature. You're not following instructions. The ticket does not mention data migration at all. We are just changing the labels and descriptions as explained in the ticket. Yeah, jitterbug, exactly. That's a jitterbug. Okay, let's see the plan that GLM made. Implementation part, database migration. No. No, the DB migration and other changes are not part of this ticket, of the ticket at all. Only what's written in the ticket, no other changes. This is GPT. I scoped it down to match the ticket. UI labels only, no schema work. Updated plan. Add a small helper provider to check if the account has transactions so that the screen can choose delete versus side labels. Maybe there is. Update UI. There is already a problem there. Initial balance doesn't count. Update UI copy. Rename actions to remove switch label screen. No, it doesn't look good. The initial balance transaction is exempt. If there is only that transaction, we can delete the account. You can check current delete logic. Plan updated to reflect the initial balance exemption and reuse the same delete eligibility logic. Expose delete eligibility logic in account notifier. Account can delete that mirrors current account delete behavior. Ignores the initial balance. Well, that we should have that already, isn't it? So let's see the delete account logic. Okay, it's all in here. Let's see if this method is used anywhere else. No, only here. Okay, so expose delete eligibility logic in account notifier. Account can delete that mirrors current delete behavior. We already have the account can delete as find transactions count by account ID. Maybe should be renamed for clarity. Update UI copy. Rename menu action to remove. Add the explanation update L10O. Update test assert all labels message. Keep eligibility. Okay. We already have the account that can delete. Agreed. We can rename find transaction count by account ID to something that reflects the initial balance exemption. Non-initial transaction count. No. Ooh. I don't like this name, non-initial transaction count by account ID. Maybe transaction count by account ID excluding initial balance. A bit long though. Agreed, the first is clunky. A few options that read cleaner but stay concise. Transaction count excluding initial balance. Yeah, no need to say account ID because it's already in the parameter. Transaction count without initial balance. Good. Yes, I think 1 and 2 are good. Choose one and proceed. Okay. Opus plan also has the database and stuff. So no good. So we're gonna say no, you're going to follow what the ticket says, which has nothing to do with DB migration or other changes. We are doing only the small feature there first. Why they can't follow a simple instruction? Okay, let's see what GLM is doing. It's starting the work. So he added remove account and hide account. So GLM, why did you add messages for success hidden? We are not doing that part in this ticket. Did you read the ticket? Okay, so we are deleting that. Delete account. What is this menu option? Okay. Maybe this delete account has to be renamed to remove account, but we can do that later when I review the PR, I suppose. Allow for now. So Opus is asking when a user taps hide on an account with transaction, what should happen in this first PR? And I answer no change compared to the current state. It will try to delete and fail as now. They have a hard time limiting the scope. GPT is at 6 minutes and is still going strong. Wow. Okay, so Opus come with the updated plan. I'm sure it's still not good. No. No, 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 no. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, that's when I start to get angry. Yeah, did hiding account are you, from the plan here? I copied. Are you sure do you want to hide this account? Not part of this ticket. We don't need any of those. Oh, I didn't say any, but I said no change. How hard is it to understand? Redo the plan. You're right. I apologize. The confirmation dialog stays exactly as it is. Let me simplify the plan. Okay, let's see the new plan from Opus. Use remove flow to hide accounts with transactions. Summary. Rename the menu to remove and make account del screen show dynamic title button based on transaction count. Confirmation dialog and delete logic unchanged. Okay, good. Implementation steps. Add the remove, hide account, and hide. Perfect. And then we'll do the translations in next prompt. Menu change. Update menu option. Dart. Add resolve remove name. Change delete account resolver. Yeah. Expose transaction count and remove the other label that we don't need anymore, perhaps, but we'll see that. Expose transaction count, update account notifier, find transaction account by account ID, calling the existing private method. Okay, that is good. We perhaps want to rename it with the same name suggested by GPT. I'm really unhappy about this because he did a lot of things that are not correct. Let's tell to Opus, can we call the public helper, can delete account? Let's see what else we have here. Okay, this is okay. Menu change, expose transaction count. Okay, we define transaction count by account ID, account del screen, check transaction count, account del body, and update as transaction parameter. Okay, and testing. Okay. Okay, this plan looks good now. And GPT is incredible, 12 minutes and is doing shit. I don't know if he interacted and this stop this nonsense. You're not following the ticket instruction. There should be no changes in the button behavior, only the labels. This will be queued, unfortunately. This is going 14 minutes. Oh, when they say, oh, the agents can go independently for 2, 3, 4 hours. Yeah. It makes me laugh, man. Yeah, that's the account ID. I should call the ID account ID here. Okay, let's tell GLM if can delete accepts an account ID, it's better to call the parameter account ID. Like GPT is absolutely hopeless. going for 15 minutes and doing nonsense. I interrupted. Stop this nonsense. You're not following the ticket instruction. There should be no change in the button behavior, only the labels. That's not possible. Remove menu option, generic for delete or hide. Correct. Hide button text. Hide account. Okay. Happy now. Yeah, the delete localization keys, we still need them for the menu and the button. And GPT is just too slow, man. This is Opus. Resolve, remove name. Okay. We accept that, but this should be renamed to remove account. Can delete account ID. Okay, let's tell Opus ID should be account ID for clarity, and delete account menu option should be remove account now. Can delete account ID, correct. Accept. And delete account becomes remove account, correct. Okay, let's see what GLM is doing. Just like before, where I don't understand this change. Is this because there is a column? This didn't change. There is a titled text box just like before. Localization account name, okay, because we factorized the localization there, fine. Here is the change. If not, can delete. Where does it come from? Oh, it's provided. So it builds this as a feature, and here can be built immediately. Okay. So Opus is going on with the rename. Okay, let's accept this one. It's a little bit beyond the scope. It's close enough. Perhaps it's using the same string. So let's accept this one. So Opus want to change account del screen, and we change the widget from stateless to stateful, and also using river pod. Let's see why. This is the state is this one. Can delete and the for the loading mostly, and the can delete. Okay, check can delete. That's how it does. Instead of using, I like the GLM approach a little bit more. So it's using a different widget, which is then can say stateless. I guess this approach can work too. So we'll see the final PR and compare them. Okay, one more change from Opus. What they want to do. Account del body required can delete. That's new. And the widget's about getting the localization as the action label. Okay, which is either delete or hide. That makes sense. And so this is largely unchanged, I think. This is same children, account name is same, size box 5 same, cancel action buttons. Okay. The label changes based on here. Yep, but the rest is unchanged. Resolve delete name can be deleted. That's good. Okay, if you're sure, let's delete it. And GPT is on 11 minutes. It's past 11 minutes. Is editing generated files. Let's interrupt it. Why are you editing generated files? That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. That's what Cloud Code does. And they don't let you use open code. It's vastly superior. The GLM says, feature implementation complete. Here is what was done. Add the localization string, remove account, hide account test transactions hidden message. Okay. Account model. Okay, so from GLM we have the rename that I asked for. Delete accounts becomes remove account. The icon stays delete, and resolve remove account name. That makes sense. Okay, here is updating the test. Integration test. Okay, good. So let's tell GPT, just create the PR, tests will run in continuous integration. Why are you trying to add generated files? GPT, come on, GPT. So for Opus, we are at the end, commit all and create a PR. Okay, so this is the PR from Opus, and I realized that we didn't do the translations. So because Opus didn't do the translation, let's ask to do the translations right now. Remove the strings from untranslated and do the translations. Up untranslated messages, JSON has to stay empty. Next, we are gonna check all the PRs and see what's best. Okay, so we have error confirmed for GPT. Ah, no, that's different. Okay, it test failed for GPT. Let's see why. Reviewing the tickets, Opus said the best PR it's his own. GPT said the best PR is its own. And GLM said the best PR is Opus one. But the 978, which is Opus, does not have the message apparently. So let's see what Opus has to say for itself. So Opus has acknowledged the missing explanation test. Let's ask him to fix it. Okay, it has added the explanation in English. Okay, now that we have the message on and all the translations, we have to add that. So it's doing a spreading inside the list of children for this column, adding the explanation. Okay, accept, straightforward. I had to do some more little changes, but I chose to use the Opus PR because it's the cleanest. So I have here the diff, the PR diff. So delete becomes remove. This is an integration test. And so in here, first does remove, then hide, and then the confirmation dialog says no first, and then hide again, and becomes yes. Then we got the translations. We got 3 new labels: remove, hide, and hide account. And then we got the notice about why you can't delete. This account as transaction and can't be deleted. It will be hidden instead. And then we have in the account notifier, the convenience method can delete account, which checks if there are transactions. Account deletion body that has the message optionally. The screen that was stateless widget becomes a consumer stateful widget using RiverPod. However, if I look at here, okay, RiverPod is used here. Okay, to check a candidate account. Okay, it becomes stateful because we show a state initially, and then based on the response, we can change the message. Right, so let's try. Name one, initial balance something, and now we remove because there's no transaction. I can delete it. Are you sure I delete? No, first time, second time, yes, and it's gone. Great. Create account 2, and now we add the transaction. For that, add an expense based on that account. Let's say like this. Description, groceries, pretty cheap, and add. Okay, now we have a transaction. So if I go back to account, I still have remove here, but now maybe need more spacing. This account has transactions and can't be deleted. It will be hidden instead. Hidden accounts can be restored later. And it doesn't work. Right. Because I didn't still work on that part. The only thing then I want to change here is add some more space after this text. It seems it's too close to the buttons. So account del screen, everything happens in the account del body. That's the explanation. Okay, there is already a height 5. It has to be much more. Let's see a 16. Is good, but not enough. Let's try a 25. Okay, now it looks much more balanced. Okay, so that's it. So the best code was from Opus with a lot of nudging, suggestion, and changes on my part. It took quite a long time from that simple change, but it's a good progress. So in the next step, I will do the database changes and implement the actual feature of hiding feature. And then there will be another bit to implement the restore feature. Probably I will restore everything when you restore. I'm not sure. I will see. Try my app on the Play Store. The link is in the description, or you can scan the QR code here and it will take you to the Play Store where you can download the app. Thank you. Bye bye.